after 8 o'clock, I believe, and well over 100,000 people have now signed up.
A few hours after the announcement of the formation of a new political party by the former leader of the Labour Party that received significant media coverage, a dinner party was held in an Eritrean restaurant named Bisha in Islington. The event was attended by Jeremy and the grassroots across the society, who have long awaited for a political organisation that reflects their values and vision. It was clear that this is the moment they had longed for. Jeremy also announced more than 100,000 people joined the new party within a few hours.
Okay, Maya and Craig, as our workers who deal with the community forums, have put this wonderful event together today. And I want to say a couple of things. First of all, thank you very much, everyone, for being here tonight, for your contribution to it. This is meant to be a painless way of raising money. So you pay to have a lovely dinner, and then you make lots of new friends, and that helps to build our community of endeavour, and that's what we are. And so thank you all for what you do. It's a year since the general election. In that year we've held a large number of forums on a lot of issues, on housing, on health, on mental health, education, and on Sunday we've got the Creative Industries Forum, and it's going to be about music, about poetry, about art. And it's at Hildrop Community Centre on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock, and I'm assured by many very wise people that the weather's going to be good. So there you are, politicians promise good weather on Sunday. So come along if you can, please do. It'll be very nice, and it's a way again of bringing people together with an important message that our children need to be brought up in an atmosphere where creativity is not frowned upon, where poetry is encouraged, where music is encouraged, where ideas are encouraged, and from that comes ideas on maths and science and everything else. And last night we had a poetry evening at Elizabeth House Community Centre. A lot of people came, read their own poetry, and then talked about why they'd written it and what it meant to them, what it was about. And it is about unleashing that creativity in people, which brings together a stronger community. And that is something that I'm very proud that we are doing in our community here. The past year in Parliament has been interesting and complicated, but then every year is interesting and complicated there. We now have a group of 6 Independent Alliance MPs. Zara joined us this week, so we're now 6. So we're bigger than Reform. And you will never hear any of us saying the problems of the National Health Service or the problems of education or the problems of housing are caused by refugees and migrants. You will only hear us saying those problems are caused by an unjust economic system that creates greater and greater inequality, doesn't tax wealth, doesn't tax excessive levels of income properly, and underinvests in our children and our future, because that is the politics that we're about. So I send a message of support to those in Epping that are opposing reform and what they're doing there by trying to attack an asylum hotel. For goodness sake, there are 70 million people around the world who are refugees. Why? Wars, poverty, inequality, human rights abuse. It's the history of this century is going to be brutal to those politicians that blamed the victims rather than the perpetrators and took us into war after war after war. And tomorrow evening I'll be at another Palestine demonstration outside Downing Street, demanding absolutely stop selling arms to Israel, bring about a ceasefire, and provide the aid Palestinian people need. And so we will carry on doing that. And last week we made a lot of progress. I was in Bogota in Colombia with the Progressive International, where we got an agreement of the Hague Group of Nations to recognise and work with the ICJ decision and the ICC decision. And you know what? Even during the 3 days of that conference, the pressure from the United States on every single one of those countries that was there was absolutely enormous. You sign this, you get tariffs. You sign this, you get sanctions. That's the kind of brutal pressure that's been put. But nevertheless, they stood firm. We have that declaration, we have that statement, and we just met this afternoon and see ways of expanding a traditional, centrist, centralised, top-down political party. I want to see something that is an aggregation of the strength of community and roots all over the country, is an expression of the independent groups around the country, with a core set of political values around peace, around equality, around public ownership, particularly of water, about health and mental health justice, about environmental sustainability, but above all, about empowering people and giving them the opportunities to express themselves. So it's going to be a very democratic organisation. That's the whole principle behind it. And we launched at midday today, and here we are now. We're just after 8 o'clock, I believe, and well over 100,000 people have now signed up. Whilst I'm sure there are one or two people there that are quite wealthy, the majority are not. The average donation that's been made is £14, and that shows that it's ordinary people giving what they can because they want to see something different and something better. And so what we're doing in Islington are the monthly forums, are the preparation for election campaigns next year, but political change isn't all about elections. Elections, in a sense, are almost a culmination of it. It's about what we do in our community and the solidarity that we build. We don't need to be frightened of reform. We need to dislike reform. We need to oppose reform. The direction which we set out in the political statement we made, which I just referred to, that'll be in mid-September, and then a founding assembly which will agree on the name, the constitution of it and so on, which will be in November. Our independent group of MPs are obviously part of this, very much central to this, and as I said, Zara has just joined the independent group, so we're six, the famous six, or the brave six, or whatever you want to call us, and we work with others where we can. So, when we were opposing the cuts in PIP, we worked with Plaid Cymru, with the Greens, with the SNP, with one or two Liberals, and the Labour left, particularly all those that were subsequently suspended from the Labour Party. So it is about reaching out to people as well. And what we do in our community is this whole reaching out process. And it's been very interesting to me, reporting to public meetings and forums rather than just the bureaucracy of the Labour Party. And I must say, I can share this secretly with you all, I'm very happy to be free from the bureaucracy of the Labour Party. Having spent a whole lifetime trying to untangle myself from it at various stages, and so I want to say a huge thank you to all of you for coming, all the work you did a year ago in the election, and all that you do to create this political atmosphere which we want to extend and strengthen nationally. Let's give people opportunity, give people hope, give people ideas, let the ideas blossom. That is what political strength is about. I was asked today, who's going to hold on questions? I said, sorry, really can't answer any of that. We're not setting up a big bureaucracy here. What we're doing here is inspiring a movement, and that movement will bring about change. Thank you very much. When we've done that, we're going to do the raffle next, so that's the important part. So close the doors, lock the doors, the raffle's coming up. Artin, Ollie and myself are going to be leaving shortly because I'm speaking with the Birmingham bin strikers very early tomorrow morning in Birmingham. Theirs is a test case. If they get away with taking the wages down of those bin workers, by in some cases £8,000 a year, then what's next elsewhere? The bin strikers did not create the financial problems of Birmingham. They should not be the ones who are forced to reduce their living standards to pay for it. I'll be there tomorrow supporting the bin workers, and that's what I do. Thank you. Good just thank Jordanos, who runs this restaurant, and her team. She's a great friend. I've known her for many, many years, ever since she came here, and I've been very supportive of this restaurant. She's achieved so much. She came here as a refugee from Eritrea with nothing, and she's achieved all of this. And she puts a lot back into the community. Well done, Jordanos. And we will never allow reform to destroy the lives of desperate people who have gone through hell and high water and are now being blamed by these horrible people in reform for the social problems of our society. The social problems of housing, education and health are not caused by refugees, they're caused by inequality, injustice and greed. Yeah. We know the answer. Thank you. Q time.
Q time, yeah.
Okay, up you go. You've got yours already, haven't you? Well done you.
Devastation.
Oh, great. We got the jam.
Did you